Hello, this is William Perkins again. In this video, we're going to talk about the first step of the presentation in talking about the package of Town Money Saver. So, we've already kind of introduced the 5 steps to the potential prospect that we're sitting in front of, and we've already did needs analysis, and we understand a little bit more about their business. And now it's time to really, this is when we're really going to pitch Town Money Saver. And when we talk about package, our main goal in package is getting people to understand or getting people to think about it in all of our advertising, including Town Money Saver, is the message, is the advertisement, is their, what they're trying to get across to people. Is it being seen? And is it being understood? And the key there is understanding, meaning is the prospective buyers or the consumers, are they consciously paying attention? I'll typically throw out something like, the last stat I heard was that we have about 3,000 ads thrown at us every day that we see. 3,000 ads from radio, TV, newspaper, internet, signs, billboards, cars. I mean, everywhere there's logos. There is stuff and advertising with vehicles everywhere to the point that we don't pay attention. I talk to business owners every day that have been in business for years that still have people coming in saying, "I never knew you were here," and they drive by it every day. And we kind of drive with blinders on. We get to a point we don't pay attention to a lot of the stuff that's out there. And we have, we open the paper, we're not looking for ads. We have no call list, so people don't call us at home. We got we fast forward on commercials on our TV. So we're, as consumers, are trying to avoid commercials, trying to avoid ads. So we don't want them. So how do you advertise your business, somewhere where people are paying attention? And that's difficult. The other challenge that advertisers have is, how do I hit, all the people in a certain area? Business is here. My customers are maybe within a 3 to 5 mile radius, and they all drive different roads to work. They all don't listen to the same radio stations. They don't watch the same TV shows. They don't all subscribe to the newspaper. How do I get my message to all of them and get them to pay attention? So, those are challenges that all advertisers have. And where Town Money Saver comes in is that in a couple minutes I'm going to talk about distribution. But one thing that all those people have in common is a mailbox, and we're putting our magazine directly in that mailbox. And then because of the food and stuff that's in the magazine, and we always try to put food on the cover of the book, it'll get people's attention. So again, there's a lot of junk mail that's thrown away, but there's a lot of junk mail that's no one throws nothing away about looking and seeing what it is first. And when they see that front cover and they see a pizza coupon or a hot dog coupon or whatever it may be, food, entertainment, things of that nature that interest them, typically they're going to stop and look at it, or a huge percentage of them are. And then they're going to open the book and look through the book. And when they open the book, they're now looking for ads. They know that everything they look at is an advertisement. And they're in the mindset, can any of this help me or benefit me? And they're going to look through the book. They're not going to read every word, but they're going to scan through it, looking for value, looking for savings, looking for benefit to their family. And so this is the perfect opportunity for people to see us and to, they're paying attention to us, and they can, have an opportunity to really look at the ad. They don't drive by it and boom, what was that again? They can actually sit down and study it. They can see your website. They can see your phone number. They can see where you're located. Sometimes we have a map on there. There's a lot of information they can get about your business. And the other thing we find is that people typically don't throw the books away because, again, probably the pizza coupons and some of the food stuff, they know sometime during the month they're going to order a pizza. And they stick the magazine in a drawer or next to the recliner, or they put it in their car. And every time they go out to order a pizza or want to go out somewhere to eat, they flip through the book again. And when they're doing that, they're seeing the handyman, they're seeing the dog groomer, they're seeing the carpet guy, they're seeing these other ads multiple times during the month. And so our magazine gets our message directly into the hands of consumers with the mailbox. And we know that we hit the whole area here, and people hold on to the book, they look at the book, and the message gets seen. And that's very, very important. That's the first thing in package, is the message seen and is it understood. And then In the next part of the presentation is the distribution. Is it seen by the right people? At this point, this is where we show the map, and we should be gearing, based on their needs analysis of where their customers come from. We're really going to kind of focus on talking about the stuff on the map that we think that they will benefit them. So one of the things that's different about us than some of our competitors in different cities is that we're a saturation mailer, meaning that everything on that map that's in purple, everything that's colored in, we mail. We mail 100% of it. Some of our competitors out there target postal routes based on income or home value, which could be beneficial for some businesses. But what that means is that if there's a postal route out there, let's say that has an average income of 25 or 30,000, that might be below their threshold, and therefore they won't mail it. And an average, if it averages 30,000, let's say there's 500 addresses, that means that some people are making 50 and some people are making nothing. And there may be people that are making 80 or 100 that they don't mail because the average is too low. So you'll miss some good neighborhoods if you're wanting those good neighborhoods. So with our book, though, we are a saturation mailer. So we mail them all. We mail low income, high income, no income. We mail homes and apartments and pretty much anything else. The only thing we don't mail is P.O. boxes. So when you mail with our magazine, everything in that area, including businesses, are receiving our book. So there's going to be no missing coverage. Some of our competitors also show a huge coverage map, but a lot of times there's a lot of holes in it that they don't show you. They just kind of say, hey, we cover all the way out here, and sometimes it can be quite deceiving. So our distribution is solid. It's saturation. Now, I will say you got to be careful here too, though. If you're presenting someone that wants those high income homes and high value homes, then you may not say, hey, we mail all the, if you're talking to a roofer, I'm not going to lie to him, but I'm not going to focus on, hey, we mail apartments, because we do mail some apartments, but I'm just not going to spend a lot of time on that. I'm just going to say, hey, this is saturation. We mail everything in this area. Then at that point, I might bring out my demographic information. I might say, hey, based on the demographics, the average home value in this area is XYZ, the average income is XYZ, and I have that information available, and I'll talk about some of that information and why this is a good area for them and their business, and why Town Money Saver is a good fit for them, because our message is seen and understood, and it is distributed to the correct people that they told me they were looking for, or they were telling me that the people or their customers were coming from earlier in needs analysis. And in the third part of presentation, we talk about the product, and this is where we want to convey the image. So we're going to say something like, Mr. Customer, our magazine is a glossy magazine. It's full color, so we can really make your business stand out. We can show people exactly what you do. We can take pictures of your product or your service or a job that you've done in the past, or we can use pictures that you have, and we can really display exactly what it is you have. The other thing when I talk about product is I want to talk about here's a big time that I really want to talk about size of ads and why larger ads are better. One of the challenges that new people sometimes have is selling bigger ads. What happens is some people will say, hey, let me try the little ad, and if it works, I'll do a big ad. And at that point, when you're trying to sell the bigger ad, it just sounds like you're trying to pad your commission. Product is a great time for you to kind of talk to them about the value and why running a bigger ad early is better for them. So I might say something like, hey, Mr. Customer, when people look through this book, they don't look at every ad. I mean, they do. They kind of scan across it, but they don't read every word. So they're looking at those pictures or looking for different things. It's going to identify what that is. So if I see a picture of a pizza, I know it's all pizzas. I see a picture of some children wearing glasses, and there's probably that. If I see a picture of kids smiling, it might be a dental ad. If I see a picture of a bunch of beds, I know they sell bedding. So the pictures are huge. And when they open up these pages, on some of these pages, they see 2 full pages. That's just 2 businesses trying to get my attention. But on some of these pages, we may have 6 or 8 different ads on one page, and then you got another page right beside it, and you can have as many as 12 to 16 different ads trying to vie for attention. And so obviously in those situations, those littler ads don't get as much of attention, and therefore unless you've got a very known name, a very known logo, something where when people see you, they automatically go to you. It's a lot more difficult for the ad to be real effective. If you're brand new and no one's ever heard of you before, then I would not recommend a small ad if you're wanting to get customers in the door. The small, McDonald's can do a small ad and it does great, but everybody knows what McDonald's is. But not everybody knows what Joe's Hamburger is. So it's important to run the right size of ad. And at this point, a lot of times I'll maybe bring out sample ads and I'll say, hey, let me show you what some of your people that have been in business like you have done. Kind of like we talked about when we booked the appointment originally. I'm going to bring some samples of what other people are doing and share with you what they're doing. And so I'm going to share with them samples of people like them at this point and show them what they're doing. And it's important here to show them ads of what you want to sell. If you show them little ads and they say, hey, well, everybody else buying a little ad, I'll buy a little ad. That's what you're going to sell. So show them the big ones. Show the big ads, and you'll sell more big ads. So it's important to build value in why the big ad's important to them. And anytime you're presenting this kind of stuff, a lot of this stuff as well, when you're building value, another part of building that value is turning that value into money. So earlier when we talked about the package, we talked about the shelf life. We said stuff like, hey, Mr. Prospect, when people get these magazines, they typically don't throw them away. A huge percentage of people hold on to them. And every time that they go back through the book, they see these other businesses again. And things change in our life all the time. This week I might not need tires, but next week, all of a sudden, the wife has a flat, and I'm out looking for tires. And then I flip through this ad again looking for a pizza coupon, and then I come across your ad for tires. And now this time it catches my eye. So the more times you can get people to see your ad, the better the chance is for them to need you. And therefore, the better the chance is for them to clip your coupon and come in and do business with you. So therefore, the more chances and the better the chance of seeing you, the better chance of clipping you, the better chance of you're getting them in as a customer, and the better chance of you making money from this ad. Do you like making money? Turn the little tidbits of information that you talk about in your presentation into how that benefits them, and typically how that benefits them in the cash register. Otherwise, it's just fluff. It means nothing, and it's a waste of time. And you'll start having your prospects look at you and say, "Can you just tell me how much it is?" Because it means you're boring them. So try to take those little tidbits of value in the package and in the distribution and in the product, and talk to them about how that's going to make them more money by being in our magazine. So that one in this video right here, and I'm going to come back into the next video on the last two elements, and that is offer and frequency. Thank you.